Hey guys, how's it going? It's Justin here again from Simplified Investing. Hope you guys are all having a great weekend. As you guys can tell by the title, this will be our weekly watch list video that we send out every week. And we also like to break down the market and see what we can be expecting within the coming week. With that being said, before I get started, if you are interested in getting our course, our alerts, and more, feel free to check out simplified-investing.com today. We would love to have you guys on board and teach you how to trade. So getting right into it, as mentioned, I typically like to break down the market. For those of you who have watched previous videos, understand that that's typically what I like to do. Really what I'm seeing here on the market over here is /ES. Futures will open here in about 12 minutes. We're getting, obviously, this uptrend here off of these March lows, making higher high. Consolidation pullbacks here in this uptrend, maintaining this uptrend here. On the weekly chart, we had that 111 consolidation week, hitting highs here this week. We get not much volume here again. The thing that I can't stress enough, and when we're following stocks, when we're following indices, always track volume, follow volume. That's going to be the biggest indicator that you can use, is utilizing that volume. So we get this consolidation here from 12.7 all the way up here to 12.28. Basically, all of December, we get this gap move, week of 1.4 consolidation, making that next leg higher here. We do have that support here at 381.50. We did retest that here intra-week. If we go out here to the daily, you can see we get this gap up here off of 120 into this consolidation, hitting highs here at 385 on 121. Now we're trying to maintain this gap support here that we have here off of that 381.50 support level mentioned. I will show you guys this level here. Again, when you do form gaps, you create very strong support resistances from that gap here. So like right here, when we gapped up, that formed that support here, that gap support here at 375. Now we gap up here in an uptrend, maintaining this uptrend pattern here on SPY, utilizing this 381.50 support that we do have down below here is going to be key on SPY here. We'll be watching that below 381.36. Then you have that 375 support here with that resistance at 385. Above that, you do have to watch intraday levels as we are trading at all-time highs here. Before I get started, I'll go into the plays for the week. Again, this is just plays that we are watching. It's not saying we're playing them at all. It's plays that we are watching for setups to trade intraday, but not things that we are playing. So things like JMIA, PLTR, all of those are obviously overextended stocks, and I'm not recommending saying, hey, just buy it because Wall Street Bets is in it. That's not what I'm doing. They're just setups that are having volume, have strength, have a trend, and good intraday movement where you can scalp and scale into these positions easy versus trading something in no trend without volume. So that's why these 5 this week will be on the list. We'll be watching these primarily for intraday plays here. Keep in mind, a lot of these also, with that increased volatility, will have a higher implied volatility on the option contract. So play accordingly if you do trade any of these this week, regardless of what your plan is. First one, PLTR. The huge day here on Friday. We get this gap move all the way from $25 all the way up here. You can see up 25% here. We get that volume. Again, I can't stress it enough. Always follow volume. We're finally getting that volume, breaking out of this big channel that we've been forming here off of that 28.69 level here. Again, you can obviously see the strength that we had here on Friday. After hours, we're not moving much here, but we do have that 33.50 resistance. I'll draw that as a visualization for you guys. But we do get this strength here. And this is kind of a sympathy play with Wall Street Bets. I do know, and I have heard about that, but these do set up great intraday opportunities. Again, when we saw that strength that we had last time, we gap here from $20 all the way up to $33. Let's see if we can break $33.50 tomorrow with strength and utilize those setups for those private members that we teach in our course, utilizing that setup intraday to scalp into this position on PLTR. Always follow volume, strength, and trend. We're breaking, we're pushing, we get this big bullish engulfing here. Let's see if we can make that 3-bar play or next leg higher here, making higher highs. Over 33.50 will be key here for PLTR this coming week, and especially on Monday. Or do tomorrow, we can see if we get that consolidation candle off of this bullish flag here, get that consolidation for that next leg higher. Again, key will be over 33.50 and that support below at 28.69. 2 key levels for a play here on PLTR, watching them very closely here in the coming week. BlackBerry, another sympathy play, moving from Wall Street bets. Obviously, anytime you get something that's trading at $2 and up $14 now, you obviously have overextension. Again, you can see from the RSI, it is overextended. However, these are plays that are not respecting being overextended. GME, the same thing. It was overextended at $20 a share, now pushing almost hit $80 a share. So again, they do set up nice intraday opportunities. We're making these higher highs here off of 114. We get this gap up, this consolidation with low volume. Now we're getting that volatility coming into BB. Lots of retail interest coming into this ticker. What does retail like to do? They like to buy higher highs. They like to scale, or they like to buy highs and panic selling when you do get those dips. So that is something to consider. I like this breakout that we had over 923 here on 114. Now we're continuing this uptrend here. We do have that support provided below here. I'll draw it as a visualization here at that 1237 level here. We are at highs here, so you do have to utilize intraday levels here for resistances. We have that 1428 level here, which is currently broken after hours. We're bid and ask about 2-cent spread at $15 here. So let's watch on Monday if we can get strength and higher highs intraday. With this volume continuation to the upside here on BlackBerry, that support below at 1237 will be key to watch here in the coming week. Like these higher highs, we get this consolidation, lower volume. Then we get the buyers coming in here on Friday, pushing this higher. A lot of sympathy plays with Wall Street bets, with GME, with PLTR, with BlackBerry in this case. Third play is going to be Apple. Apple has earnings. And with that being said, I forgot to mention at the beginning of this, heavy earnings week these next 2 weeks. So what does that mean? A lot of large tech names that you're used to trading, Apple, Microsoft, Facebook, Amazon, all of these having earnings means that their option contract prices will be a lot more expensive, requiring a bigger move in the underlying to see your option price move here. Liking Apple here at all-time highs, heading into the fourth quarter earnings report here on 127, reporting from the last quarter here, hitting all-time highs here, bid and ask after hours here. You can see we're up about another $1.50 here, $1.30 to be exact. Over 139.85 here will be key. We're finally breaking out of that level that we saw back here in the beginning of September. And then we get this huge consolidation base, big cup formation here. Now let's see if we can get strength and volume, making higher highs here on Apple. Volume, decent, not the strongest here. Again, you can see this volume here lighter. Waiting for that clear conviction breakout here on Apple, utilizing volume, pushing this to the upside here, but liking this over that 139.85 level here. That will obviously provide a new support for us to watch intraday here on Monday. Keep in mind those inflated premiums here, reporting 127 after market close, reporting their earnings from the last quarter. So something to keep an eye on. Apple finally trying to break out here. Volume will confirm this move once we do break out. Fourth one here, JMIA. Again, another one that's moving. Anytime a stock moves 25, 26% on a day, it's obviously a huge, significant move driven by a lot of volume and interest behind it. That's the same case here with JMIA, same thing with PLTR, same thing with GME. So we're getting this extension here. We're finally breaking out here on JMIA. We can draw this resistance level that we broke through here. Now we get this push to the upside here. Same setup as the other ones mentioned. I believe it was BlackBerry. Do we see this push up here, and PLTR, excuse me. Do we see this push up here? Do we get this consolidation and next leg higher here? Or can we make higher highs, strength to the upside while retail tries to flow into this? Again, we're getting a lot of shares traded here, about 30 million compared to the normal relative range of about 15 million. So 2 times the volume on this ticker. Obviously, when you get a big mover like this, you'll get more volume into it. Strong day here. Let's see tomorrow if we can create higher highs here. After hours here, again, you can see this huge continuation on JMIA. 59.20 and 59.33 bid and ask. It's about a 4% move after hours here, continuing this higher high here. So let's wait and see if we can find setups on this intraday here on Monday, making those higher highs with strength, utilizing consolidation pullbacks in uptrends. So that's what we'll be watching here on JMIA. Loving this uptrend pattern here. Just waiting on continuation here on Monday to see if we continue this upside move here with volume on JMIA. Last one, GME. Obviously, a lot of people are watching this one. There's no doubt that it's overextended. I mean, look at the chart. You can clearly see that it's overextended, but that doesn't mean you can't scalp it intraday and get good risk to reward entries on it. This case, for example, why it's at number 5, the IV on these contracts is about 300%. So please, if you whatever your plan is for GME, if you're trading it or whatever you might be doing with it, Keep that in mind. A 300% IV contract requires such a huge move on the underlying to actually see a movement on your option price. So size accordingly, play according to that IV. Obviously, overextended here. We're getting a lot of interest in this ticker. Anytime you have something move from $2 to $76 in less than a year, that's clearly abnormal movement, and no doubt in my mind that it's overextended, but we do get those intraday levels here. So we get this huge day here, trading almost 200 million shares here on Friday. We're getting this strength move to the upside here. Now the key will be over 76.76. That will be the key level. Again, if we zoom in here, you can obviously see this parabolic move that started here before we get halted and move to the downside here. What happens when you're pushing towards highs here? Again, you have to utilize these levels intraday. Clearly, here are some levels here. This is where the halt happened, hence that drop here. Then we also get that support here. So the two key levels here that I'm watching are going to be right here at 72.88. Let's see if we can gap through and break that level right before that circuit breaker halt here that we had on Friday. And then this resistance here as well at 64.12 with that support here at this 57.55 region. Extremely volatile. When this thing moves, it moves in a hurry. Utilize uptrend patterns here, trading the trend, not trying to predict reversals in a trend. Follow volume and a strength play here on GME. That's what we'll be watching. Watching again for this break over 72.70 here on GME. Very overextended, something to keep an eye on here. After hours, we are pushing down here about $4 a share. Again, like mentioned, this thing is very, very volatile, so something to consider, but looking like a great setup here on GME for intraday scalping positions, scalping options. With that being said, that wraps up the video here. Leave a comment down below on what you guys are opening or what you guys are watching. And with that being said, again, as mentioned, this wraps it up. If you enjoyed it, if you could give it a thumbs up and subscribe, would be greatly appreciated. Hope you guys have a great week trading. Again, comment down below some plays that you guys are watching. Thank you.